that I was streaming on YouTube. So he said, he was like, yeah, you about to get that work while you streaming. I was like, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? He's like, you nigga. And I ended up knocking his ass out, and he was like, let's do it again. I was like, man, I'm out of here. I got to go to bed. So he like chicken shit. I was like, man, just take that L. Have a good night.
Nah.
Shit.
Hey, I'm starting to. You know what I'm saying? That sound like some shit I'd be down with.
Yeah, that nigga was talking mad shit, man. You can go back and check my stream out, because after I knocked him out, he suddenly popped back up. So I thought we were still fighting, but what it was is I didn't know the scoreboard was behind us, because they had the virtual scoreboard behind us. So I'm like, what the hell going on? I was like, oh, there it is right there. There goes the scoreboard. He was like, what you talking about? I said, turn around, nigga, and look at that scoreboard. You see that knockout up there?
I got him. I saw that shit. I was watching that whole thing. He was fucking cuz up. And even though he wasn't even fighting no more, he was still.
Man, that dude was talking some crazy shit. See, when I went back and played when I went back and watched the replay, everything he said, you couldn't hear it. So I gotta find a way to go in there and get them settings right so y'all can hear my opponent.
I don't think it's you, it's him. He gotta share his voice.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he gotta have to share his voice. Like, so you're gonna have to tell them, like, hey, go to the settings and share your voice.
Ain't nobody gonna do that.
No, they're not. They really not, my nigga. So, hey, but we live though, so we can get our intro.
Okay, but that's gonna be my new thing though, handing out ass whoopers on Creed though.
Hey, I might have to pick him up just to get my ass whooped a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Let me go to our Roundtable podcast on YouTube so I can see the comments and shit.
Yeah, see these whole ass niggas speaking shit. Whole niggas thoughts.
We already got 11 in here. So
hey, Mr. Harris.
Wrath of the Emperor. Dude, damn.
Here we go.
Adams.
Yeah, rate the Emperor, Spartan God, uncompetitive. Jamal Adams, what is up, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can get these intros in since we're trying to get this done and over with.
For sure.
I got this new TV I need to test games out on.
Did you get that TV hooked up yet, or is it still in the box?
That's what I was doing. I was hooking it up. That's what took me so long.
Okay.
Hooking him up real quick. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's looking nice. I still need to play with the settings though. You got to spend quality time with the settings. You know what I'm saying? Got to spend quality time. But go ahead, get your intros in. Go ahead. What's up, Craig, man? Get your intro in, big dog.
Oh, what's happening? Appreciate you sending me a Vine. I was kind of laying down, but what's happening with everybody?
Chilling
indeed.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and shoot this one. What's good, everybody? It is your boy Lincoln Clay joining my homies on the Roundtable podcast. Y'all know this is my home away from home, and we got a lot of shit to talk about, and I'm definitely gonna slip in a little bit of this Creed talk too, even though it's not on the agenda. But y'all strap on y'all seatbelt. Y'all know it's always a wild ride with the Roundtable. So
I'm actually very interested in this Creed shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this Creed VR shit. That sounds like some shit I can get into, man. Fun.
You will
check his shit out. You check it out. Check his shit out. Because I watched it. I'm like, I might have to get it. It's not looking too shabby at all. You can move around the ring and shit, so it's looking pretty.
That's
good.
what I definitely like about the game. It's not like that Connect shit where they put two dudes in the center of the ring and just throw punches and you can't maneuver around the ring.
I just feel like that game is gonna be one of them games like when you had a bad day at work, you can stand there like, man, somebody at home on Creed tonight's about to get it. I don't know who it is tonight, but somebody on Creed tonight about to get this work, man.
Hey. I didn't look at it that way because I'm using it for cardio. I'm using it for cardio. But hey, you make a good point. One of them cowboys at work come home and piss me off. I could take it out on them on Creed.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Get your intro in, Draco.
Yeah, you already know, man. Royal Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit. Let's do all this, man. We already late. I apologize. Actually, no, we on time.
We on time.
Whenever we here, that's the right time.
Yeah. We've been early. We've been early a few podcasts, so we feel like that's normal time. No, nigga. No. 6
Whenever
o'clock.
We show up, that's the right time.
Nigga, 6 o'clock is a designated time, but it's 6 o'clock ish. Worse than ish. Is there something worse than ish? It's around 6 o'clock, nigga. How about that? 6 or around, nigga. What's up with y'all niggas? Welcome to the Roundtable podcast, nigga. A few things to talk about, you know what I'm saying? This week wasn't as busy as last week's, but we still had some things. Forza Horizon views, you know what I'm saying? TGS passed up, so we had a lot of trailers, you know what I'm saying, from Devil May Cry to Death Stranding, Resident Evil and shit like that, so we can get into that shit and see how boring it was. I will talk about Xbox shit that happened today. Forgot what it's called already. Xbox with us. What is that shit? Y'all, any of y'all know what that shit called? Xbox Live?
You mean inside garbage?
Inside bullshit. they had that shit. They had that shit today.
Oh my god, man! And Sick was streaming that shit, man, and they was putting his ass to sleep.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Hey, shout out to the homie Sick, but I did not watch that. I did not watch that stream, Sick. I apologize, but I refuse to watch that shit.
That by far had to be one of the worst and one of the most boring. Like I only seen like 15 minutes of the shit, you know, and all they did
no
was
one cares about what you think, cuz.
Man, eat a dick.
What was it about? Nigga, swallow one, cuz.
Oh shit! I thought, man, finish the intro and shit. That's fucked up.
Come in here, start shitting, fat twinkle booty motherfucker. Who asked you to say something?
Twinkle booty.
Damn. Can somebody do the intros, cuz? Can we do it semi-professional? Can we be semi-professional in this bitch?
Yeah, Diver.
Do intro. The shit. We do.
What I gotta do an intro? They know who I be, son. Fuck out of here. Fuck leaking, nigga.
Fuck trying to do structure and shit. Fuck trying to have structure and shit in this bitch.
I try to have some. Hey, what up, everybody? It's Diver. Thanks for coming down. Appreciate it. Love y'all. Now, fuck leaking. What's up, nigga?
There you go. That's perfect.
Much better. You learned a lot from last week, nigga. You learned a lot, nigga.
Word.
You like word? I'm too sick for this. All right. So Forza came out. You know what I'm saying? It's a racing game. It scored less, I believe, than what it scored last year, but it still came out, I believe.
Hey,
on Metacritic. It scored less. Not last year, but the Horizon 3. Forza Horizon 3. Yeah, Craig did the shit. Yeah, he was first.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Draco, what was that streaming shit you was talking about today? What was that?
What you mean streaming shit?
You said you didn't watch somebody streaming or something?
Oh, yeah. Sick was watching Inside Xbox, and I was like, man, you can put yourself through that if you want to. I am not going to join you in that misery. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I usually when I got shit to do, you know what I'm saying, I'll be listening to Sick while I'm driving and shit, some other shit. But I was like, I saw that title, I was like, no, I'll leave that alone, guys.
Man, that
you can do that. You can do that. I'm gonna skip out on this one.
We had a podcast earlier today. It lasted like 5.5 hours. He was
streaming Inside Xbox. I was like, man, no, thank you.
Oh yeah. I just like caught up on what they showed. I predicted that years.
What they showed, that's what I'm trying to find out.
I cannot believe somebody actually went through the trouble to show that shit.
Well, I mean, they had to show it. They got a big release coming out. They've got keyboard and mouse support, which hell, I predicted that before. I want to say I predicted that a year and a half ago.
Oh wow!
But didn't they come out and say that a long time ago?
But it seemed like
they said they were going to.
I only seen a few minutes of that shit, man. But they was like taking you to showing you actual cars and shit. You know, this is a Jaguar from 1961, and get the fuck out of here.
Well, they also announced a game, another show that they're doing. They're doing something called XO18 or something like that.
Sounds like a service.
Well, yeah, it's gonna have some big expect some big announcements there. I think we're gonna get the Crackdown announcement there. You're gonna probably get a Halo demo or something, some gameplay from early Halo Alpha there as well. So they're gonna have some big. I will give them credit. And people shit all over their marketing department. So when their marketing department does something to keep Xbox relevant, then that's what they should be doing, because that's where we're at this point, is that there's this people in the Xbox community now looking for reasons for people to go out and buy the damn console. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're trying to find reasons for people to go and get it. So this is fine. I've told people they ain't got to fix nothing. You make people interested in your console. We're going into the holiday season. So we got Forza coming out. We got an Assassin's Creed game coming out. You got Red Dead coming out. So the console should sell itself.
They have to excel at marketing, because if they didn't, if they didn't market the shit out of Sea of Thieves and State of Dookie, we wouldn't have known about that. Barely would have been a blip on the radar.
Well, I agree. No, I agree. But those games are games as services. That's what a game as service looks like. They give you a base game and they add to it. And it's their own fault. I mean, like I said, they talked a bunch of shit, and now they're being filleted and drowned in their own bullshit they talked. It's their fault. But at the end of the day, if people are they're moving to, I've seen it. There's people moving to PC. I mean, like record pace, because the parts are cheaper. And AMD announced a 680 build is supposed to be comparable to a 1060, and it's going to be like $150 cheaper. I mean, what do you think people are going to do? They can play everything at 60 frames per second at 1440.
Yeah, I know, $11, $13. I was going to pick it up. My bad. I'm 14.
But no, it's Xbox to me. Their fanboys are at a point where they're trying to keep things relevant. I saw one of them do a video on resolution versus graphics. Like, goddamn, you all are still talking about this?
Yeah, like, where y'all games at? I mean, you talking all this resolution. Where the fuck your games at?
Where the fuck are the games?
Like, all this shit is nice, but it would be nicer if you had some games. That's like a girl. Yeah. That's like a girl telling me how nice her titties look, but she ain't pulling them shits out. Like, bitch, can I see them? I mean, I like to hear about it. They look nice, bitch. But
speaking of the Xbox still grabbing at straws, I definitely wanted to give my 2 cents on your latest video, Thrash, about some of these Xbox finally having enough of Microsoft's bullshit. I did see Red Dragon's video a while ago when he talked about the Fortnite being locked behind a paywall. But, it went in one ear and out the other, because I was like, next week he'll be putting out a video sucking Microsoft dick again. And I figured it'd be the same way with Musclebound Gamer. No matter what he's saying right now, he going to put out some shit holding their balls next week.
Definitely. But what I noticed was Red Dragon was playing man as he's talking this shit. And Musclebound Gamer is talking about buying a PS4. Like, Microsoft is losing them as far as, okay, we were loyalists to Xbox, and now we're buying PlayStation. They ain't going to tell us that shit. But I'm recognizing what they're doing, though.
I think in the case of Musclebound Gamer, I don't think that's. I think it's a case like on a low. He probably already got a PlayStation, or he been wanting a PlayStation. Right. Asking his viewers if he should get a PlayStation, to me, is him testing the waters to see if it's gonna be a backlash. If he gonna lose subscribers or something like that. Because if he lose like 500 subscribers, then no, he ain't gonna do it. He gonna keep on.
Oh no, go ahead.
Why would he lose?
I mean, I agree. I agree 100%. I mean, because as far as being a gamer, if you like tell your people that follow you, like, listen, man, I've been wanting to play some of these PlayStation games, man. I'm gonna buy a PlayStation. Cool. Like, all right, if you cool with that, you cool with that. But he's afraid if he do that shit, motherfuckers like, oh, so you a pony now and all this nonsense. Because
that might just run into how I think then. Because the way I look at it is that nigga was a bitch even asking niggas. I'm like, I'm a gamer.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, why would you even have to ask? Why would you?
I tell niggas.
Musclebound Gamer did this a couple years ago when Star Wars Battlefront 2 was about to come out. He he did a video. You can go back in his archive. He did a video said that he was going to start covering PlayStation news. But what happened was people did threaten to leave his channel. He did another video about 3 days later saying that he would like do another channel. Well, this is what he said. So now he don't care. So I agree 100% with what Lincoln Clay just said. He probably already has one.
Probably does. Yeah, you're right.
And Clay already passed out.
He has seen the screenshots online from Horizon Zero Dawn to Spider-Man. The Spider-Man game broke. I mean, that
broke a lot of people. It hurt a lot of people.
It broke them, and they are They are so mad that Crap Gamer did a video that I literally was laughing because of the stuff he was saying from the Square Enix deal, saying we can get a Spider-Man game because Square Enix might make it. It's like, goddamn, they can't make one because Sony owns the IP.
Shit, he had a video saying that because of a tweet that somebody from the MCU put saying that something about console. He said console, and he was trying to say like, "Ooh, that means because he said console, it might come to Xbox."
I'm trying to get as close to the quote as possible. Don't quote me because I'm not going to be able to quote the exact quote, but I'm trying to get as close to it as possible. They said that they treat Spider-Man like what Iron Man did for the movie universe. Correct? It's the initial step into a whole greater universe within the gaming universe of Marvel. So that Spider-Man is just a step into the game. Like you already see the Avenger Tower, you already saw Doctor Strange building. You know what I'm saying? Wakanda Embassy, you already seen all this stuff. They're saying, all right, it's not just Spider-Man. There's a larger universe that exists. Right now, we're just telling you a Spider-Man story. You know what I mean? That's basically what he's saying. It's on console. You know why? Because it's on a fucking PlayStation. And that's basically what they're saying. So there's a first step in console gaming where they're going to have a universe. That's basically all they're saying. Somehow that equate to, oh, that means it's also going to come to, like, more Marvel games going to come out. It's going to come to the Xbox because he said console, and the Xbox is also a console.
And what make it funny is it seemed like just yesterday they were saying that they don't want none of these one and done games, but all of these niggas want it.
Broke them, King Thrash.
It broke them. It broke them.
So, and they do want these games. I mean, look, I was talking to Sick Humor about this, and low key, we really think that because the reason why they're complaining, and my theory is that is because there's a competitive unbalance. Like the Force, darkness rises, light will rise up to meet it. Microsoft has not fulfilled their end of this bargain, so people are bitching. So now they want. I truly believe, and so does Sick. They want Sony to make games for everybody. They want Sony to make games for everybody. They're not bitching about the Nintendo shit. Nintendo stuff scores higher on Metacritic if you really want to follow that. Most of their IP does. So, but they don't want those games. They want the Sony games on that platform because it's going to look and run better on that platform. I mean, that's their entire. I mean, I went to Crap Gamers this comment section, and again, I wasn't over there causing trouble. I was like, guys, look, Square Enix has a deal with Marvel to make Avenger games. If you know anything about Spider-Man was not an Avenger until like later on down the road. They're going to do like an Iron Man game, a Captain America game, and then try to make it an extended universe. But Insomniac and Marvel has said, quote, the future of Spider-Man games rests with Sony and Insomniac. So they're that's it. That's the end of that. It's not going nowhere else. It's not going to go to They wanted to know why Spider-Man 2 was on the 360. I said, well, Activision published that game and they published it as a multiplat, which that's what Activision does. I mean, so a lot of it is Crap Gamer puts stuff out and people just don't know. But like you said, King Thrash, is willful ignorance.
Real shit.
Yeah, you're perfectly right about that.
Yeah, real shit. It's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, you're right. And you're right. They don't want to know the truth. So when I was over there and I wasn't arguing with them, I said, guys, look, Sony bought the IP in 1998. Here's an article from 1998. They don't own merchandising. Let me make that clear. They sold that back in 2011. And so they don't own the merchandising, which was a bad idea. Sony has said it was short-sighted. That's a quote from a Sony executive. But they do own the intellectual property. They own they own creative control, which means they own the way the character is used. That's what creative control means. So they own that. So but Spider-Man, really, that was the game that buried. Crap Gamer had to do that video. People were like, why did you go to his channel? Somebody sent me the video. The reason why, here's why he made the video. Because people in the Xbox community are screaming that they can't play Spider-Man. So he came out as the #1 damage controller, like Lincoln Clay has said, and he tried to damage control it and say, okay, guys, look, calm down. They might be able to get a Spider-Man game. Look, So like Royal Flush was saying, kind of parsing words together and stuff like that to calm that fan base down because they are going fucking crazy over there. They just are. This game broke them. And then Days Gone is going to do another number to them. And then The Last of Us Part 2 is going to
do but who's them?
The people the ones that not you.
The ones that are complaining.
No, I know, but I'm just saying them. Nigga, I'm trying to see who's talking about.
Who were complaining it on Xboxes. My bad. I should have explained.
The people who he's talking about, it's a constituents of a group of people who just so happen to feel like no matter what Xbox does, it's never wrong. But
did he just say constituents?
Yes.
You don't understand that word, nigga?
Yes, I did.
Hey, I'm glad
it's all business. It's Tuesday.
I thought you were saying like what's his name? That dude who what the fuck is his name? The one who's talking about.
See, this is what happened. We let you talk.
Hey, when you're not botting out, you can't get your words together and shit. Like
reverse ebonics in this motherfucker.
the white rhino nigga.
Crap gamer, nigga. Crap gamer.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, like them, like you talking about somebody like that.
No, I mean, it's always groups of shit, but like gaming is broke up into like 10 groups. I didn't count them shits. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can't really. It's hard to identify. It's hard to identify a real gamer from a fanboy, my nigga, because both sides know the ins and outs of gaming. It's just that some niggas can, when one person says something about something, the other person get mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they all automatically just label you a fanboy. I could say Sony done fucked up with the PS Mini, and motherfuckers like, nigga, you stupid, you a fanboy. I'm like, fuck, I'm a fanboy just because I don't like the Mini. Like it just, I can judge what I like. I prefer PlayStation. I can judge that shit though. I don't, and then fanboys can't do that shit. Fanboys is more on. They will never judge it, nigga. They gave us 36 controllers, and it's the best shit in the world. This is why I own an Xbox.
Matter of fact, man, I just want to say, if you're a fan of something, you're supposed to be the one that judge that shit the harshest.
Exactly.
Like me, like people talking about microtransaction and one of my favorite games right now, like Devil May Cry, and I feel like the reason why it's there because motherfuckers buying that shit in the first place. Who buy that shit? Right. Who buy that shit in a game like Devil May Cry? The whole point of that game is the style. In order for you to style, you have to be cold to style. Like so even if you buy all the shit, you ain't progressing. You still garbage if you don't learn how to fucking play. So you know what I mean? It's there because motherfuckers gonna have to buy it. That's just the way I see it. Because motherfuckers can't play. Motherfuckers just trying to, you know what I mean? But I'm not happy with Capcom for doing that. I feel like Capcom is fucking up. Like here's how I feel, right? Like the third Devil May Cry was the best one in the series in my opinion.
Games.
And one of the reasons why is in the third game, if you use an item, they dock your score.
How long you been coughing like that, bro?
I'm saying.
Shit. It's been like this for like 4 days, man. I get 4-5 days.
So basically, it's like leaking clay working out without jumping, right?
This nigga stupid.
It's the guys making him bite out. So usually he don't bite out.
Ain't that kind of like you going to the grocery store and just eating shit on the stuff and not paying for it?
I do that all the time. I just take them to the office and pay later. Maybe fuck you mean.
Yeah, and plus Capcom want that money, Chili Hog. I ain't gonna front. Capcom greedy as fuck. I love the games, but their business practice. How to say that?
No, I'm talking to Royal. Royal, come on. Let what's her name slide. Let that slide, fam.
What, Capcom?
No.
Listen, no. You already know I'm a big fan of Capcom, but because I'm a fan, I judge it the harshest, right? Like there was a point in time where Devil May Cry was like, hey, if you use an item, we're gonna dock your score. You'll never get an S score. You'll get A at the highest because you use an item. Bitch ass motherfucker. If you was a real motherfucker, you wouldn't have to use no items. That's how hard it went. And then it got softer and softer. By Devil May Cry 4, they took that shit out. They made it easier in special edition. You know what I mean? It gets softer and softer as it goes along. I'm like, then what's the point of this motherfucking game if it gets even softer than that? To the point where motherfucking pay for shit and get all the stuff that other motherfuckers work for, right?
Wow. Did you?
So the only thing I would be super furious about, right, if it comes down to if they break the game to add microtransaction in there. Because I'll be real with you, I played Devil May Cry Special Edition, the fourth one Special Edition. I didn't even know there was microtransaction in that. I didn't even know because I just played it normally, unlock all the shit just by playing it. So if that's the case, that's cool. But if you break that shit, if it was like impossible for me to get a certain move, I gotta get like a stupid amount of red orbs, like it's almost impossible type of shit.
That's gonna break it.
that's gonna be fucked up. You know
And I'm thinking that's what they're gonna do. I mean, that's the only way it makes sense to get more people to actually.
I don't think that's the case. Like, I don't see how that's possible because the way it works is even if you get red orbs and get moves, if you don't understand how to play, you're not progressing. You're not gonna like, you know.
Did y'all see that
so,
I think it breaks the pacing. What you say, Big Money?
No, I was just asking. Did y'all see the extended gameplay with the boss fight?
Mm-mm.
I stopped watching because
that's one of them. That's one of them.
At this point, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I like what I see. I'm gonna stop because I feel like by the time I keep watching, by the time I come out.
Do y'all think what?
Do y'all think that was running on a PC or?
Come on, Devil May Cry was run on. That was on Xbox. The last one was on Xbox.
On Xbox One X.
It was 4K native. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it ran at 4K
30
native.
or 60.
I don't know what the frame rate is. The frame rates are got it.
No, it has to be 60. Every Devil May Cry game except for DMC, the remake that Ninja Theory did, which is garbage in my opinion. Just my opinion.
It's 60 now.
But you love it, yeah, exactly. When it first came out, it was 30. But every Devil May Cry is always 60.
Damn, did y'all see them titanium Tims that nigga had on? That motherfucker had on titanium Timbos. God damn, with swords in the bottom of them.
Nigga.
Flames coming out.
I'm saying.
Beat your ass with chainsaw motorcycle swords, motherfucker.
Yeah, real
man.
That's the coldest part about it. Nigga, that nigga was on a motorcycle, nigga. Took it apart, beat somebody's ass, put it back together, and then use the back to finish cars.
Like, that's crazy,
nigga. I mean, that's the beauty of Devil May Cry. That's why I don't understand Xbox niggas when they say, "Oh, these Japanese, these stupid Japs still make good games." I'm like, nigga, show me an American game that's thinking about a motorcycle chainsaw weapon, nigga. I mean, that nigga deserves style points. The nigga who did the shit in his contract should have gotten style points written on that motherfucker worth like $1 million or something. That shit is just insane thinking right now, bro.
That shit was just, oh god, that was
why not?
Man.
You ain't never seen a game where a nigga is riding a motorcycle, takes it apart in two pieces, and uses that motherfucker as a weapon, one in each hand. Like, what, nigga? No, this just not.
I mean, that's cold enough. The part where he put it back together and rolled off in it. That's the part where that fucked me up. I'm like, so it's just
Lord have mercy.
You can just split it and fight the whole time. You can actually just put it back together and roll off, and that's actually an attack. You can actually ride it onto him up. That's fucked up.
I'm saying, what's up? Go ahead.
No, did y'all see anything about that third person? Have they said anything about that? I just know his name is V.
I mean, I don't want to know. I feel like I don't like getting the story spoiled. I feel like just knowing.
No, I'm just trying to figure out who this dude is. That's all.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm done. Like, I know what I need to know, and I'm gonna stop because if I keep looking into it, I feel like by the time the game come out, I would know way too much to where it's no longer enjoyable. You know what I mean, fuck all that. I know enough to know what I'm gonna like it, and I'm gonna wait for it to come out. I'm gonna cop that.
That's why I was saying a couple of weeks ago about I think they show too much of games now, man. Like, I think they show way too much. That game looked farther along than I thought it was.
Usually you watch it on YouTube, right? Big Money. It's your fault for watching, cuz. Stop watching.
Damn.
Stop watching. Yes.
I can't help it, bro.
They only put the shit out there so that they're trying to hook as many people as they can, right? So you still have like second thoughts on it or whatever the case may be. They trying to put out more shit to try to hook motherfuckers. If you already hooked, stop it. Like, it's already in your veins. Leave that shit alone. Like, if you keep watching, you ruin that shit.
Real shit.
I mean, I was wondering how mad motherfuckers was if they was watching. Thankfully, I watched it afterwards. But the fucking Dr. Octopus fucking reveal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched the Digital Foundry like a few days after I got to that part. I'm like, God damn, I'm lucky I saw that shit already. I would have been mad as fuck.
I ain't got there yet.
No,
commercial. Commercial. So,
I think I'm gonna need to get a new pro. Reading my disc, and now it's not reading Dragon Quest either.
Oh, well, you gotta take it back then.
I gotta go ahead and
Good luck finding
that, bro.
Hey, it's the first time in a long time that my Xbox has a reason to smile over here under my. It think I'm gonna cut it on. I'm like, nigga, you still don't get no play, bitch. I got downloaded games.
Damn.
Jesus, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. But I'm not really a racing fan, nigga. So if I was a racing fan, they'd be on. But nope.
When is that? When does the Forza come out?
Should have got the Spider-Man or the 500 million edition.
Nigga.
Too late now because they sold out like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I seen some on offer up though, but them niggas want money. I'm like, nigga, that's some old. I'm gonna come over there and act like I'm gonna buy it and rob your ass shit. As much these niggas want like $900 and shit.
Hey, why do I feel like when I upgrade to the PS5 and sell this Spider-Man PS4, it's gonna be worth more than I bought it.
Really?
It might be.
I bet you this thing's gonna be worth more than what I paid for by the time I
hope so, shit, because kick myself in the ass. I took mine back.
I'm saying they looked at you.
I know, nigga. I could have bought it off you,
man. Like this motherfucker.
Well, you should have said something, nigga. I'd have sold it to you.
No, I know.
Sold it for what I paid for.
No, I know.
I told you that nigga looked at me like, there's nothing wrong with
you returned the shit first, and then you told motherfuckers. You should have told motherfuckers first you about to return it.
Yeah, you did. For real. You sold it first.
That is true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but still, I wouldn't have known anyway. It's just started tripping yesterday. So I'm like,
how long you had it?
It's like off and on. My shit is off and on. You know what I'm saying?
How long you had it, Trey?
Had what? The Pro since day one, since it came out.
Oh, yeah. I had same. Thankfully, mine ain't been doing that no crazy stuff.
Yeah, my shit been tripping for a while. No, I'm not gonna look for no Spider-Man one. Oh, for looking for a Pro, be hard. Yeah. And I go to my Connect. My Connect, he got the one I've been getting my early games from. He'll have one for me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm not even tripping. Not no Spider-Man version, but you know, it'll be there.
Yeah, this is a Pro.
I was checking the Spider-Man edition on eBay. That shit was going for like $500-$600 and shit.
Nigga,
yeah, I saw that.
You're not playing. It's not that serious.
Man.
Nigga, I get a sticker and paint this motherfucker red, nigga. If I need it that bad, my nigga. hey, on my mama, I get a black one and just get a Venom sticker. They can have a way better one than everybody else's, nigga.
Yeah.
You starting to sound like an Xbox. You starting to sound like an Xbox.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, I got a special edition Xbox. Put that decal on this bitch. Look at this.
Them motherfuckers got. Hey, did you see that? Did you see that PUBG? How the fuck? I was telling Sick and them on that stream because they got a PUBG bundle, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, how you gonna bundle in a free game? And then I was like, no, bundle in a game you gotta pay for.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta pay Xbox. They bundling in Fortnite, right? But it's a free to play game, but you need Xbox Live to play it. So why are you bundling a game you gotta pay for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't understand.
It's weird. It's crazy. I'm like, it's a bundle, bitch. Like, but you gotta pay for Xbox Live to even play it on Xbox. So it's like, what's the point? How do you bundle a free game, but then how do you bundle a game you gotta pay for, which is even worse, bro? Microsoft lost their minds, my nigga.
Well, is the controller, is it greaseless like that one that they're
I guess so, nigga. I mean, it's gonna come with a bucket of chicken. It's gonna come in an uncooked bucket of chicken, man. They want you to cook the chicken and then test
they're
it.
gonna come with a $20 coupon to Popeyes.
Yeah, shit. Craziness, nigga. For real, nigga. No seasoning, nigga. Just he's gonna say Popeyes on the bag, my nigga.
Yeah. Mild too. It's gonna come mild.
Mild, yeah, no hot sauce. Mild, not spicy, no hot sauce, no honey for the biscuits, nigga.
Damn.
Disrespectful.
Do it over here charging $750. God damn.
That's crazy.
For a Spider-Man?
For the console, just for the console. Nothing else. Just the motherfucking console.
But
he probably don't even give you a controller with the bid.
That's got it. That's got it.
Yeah, is that what the bid? Is that what he's asking for? Is that what the high bid is?
No, that's what he's asking for.
Oh, okay.
Keep that shit.
Yeah, motherfucker asked
$750 or best offer is what he's saying. $750 or best offer, and it's not even free shipping cuts. Plus $20 for shipping. God damn, these motherfuckers give no fucks out here.
I tell you what, though, it's gonna cost more than $20 to ship that bitch. Because when I shipped my cousin that other Xbox, That shit cost me like $32.
Yeah, I'm about to ship this PlayStation to Vic Kid and shit. This motherfucking
shit. Talking about it. Let me get online real quick. Get this motherfucker his headset.
Hey, so how y'all feeling about this Forza score though, my nigga? Is it working?
No, it's fine. It got the same. It got a 93, I think, last year.
Yeah,
Right.
but it seems to be coming out that there's a lot of Xbox entities involved in the scoring.
He said entities.
Well, I mean, again,
you got some bullshit shit going
no.
It's the best. It's the best arcade racing game since Ridge Racer. It just
I like it, but
I'm not a racing ass motherfucker, so I can't really talk about it. Though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna buy it.
It's cool.
I mean, if it deserves that score, it deserves that score. Then, like, I don't see why like motherfuckers tripping. Like, I mean, probably
it always does well. It's a good game. It's like friggin' like I said, it's like Ridge Racer. They added those Hot Wheel tracks in. I think at the bare minimum they could throw in the Forza 3 Hot Wheel tracks for free now. Give us a free weekend play on it because that was a dream come true. So, but no, that game is fine. It's a racing game. It's an arcade game. It's not a simulator like Motorsports or Gran Turismo or Drive Club. It's just an arcade racer. It's fun to play. Go have fun. That's why we're here. Can't forget about why we're playing. We're playing to have fun. You know, and it's a fun game. So, people should go play it.
So that statement that they made like a week or two ago when they said they don't need another game to come out this year, they cool. They cool with Crackdown coming out next year.
Whatever they want.
Welcome everybody.
What's up, Josh? What's up, fam?
What's up, Josh? Oh, bust in the room and interrupt people talking ass.
You damn right.
How you gonna be late and welcome other people, mama? We already
Kool-Aid man. I know how to enter that in.
Yeah.
I didn't have an entry.
He said welcome. Like, we already here though.
Nigga, welcome. Your lady ass should be washing windows right now. Nigga,
yeah. But no, it's a fun.
So what I miss?
Josh, shut your ass up. Is what you mean.
But it's a good game.
Go ahead, Craig.
It's a good game. Horizon 3 really raised the bar as far as arcade racing. I mean, let me make this clear. It's not a simulator. It's an arcade racer. So if you're going in there expecting motorsports and stuff like that, there ain't no pit crew in this either, guys. It's like motorsports. But it's a fun game, and shout out to the people. I'll have it on Game Pass. I'll play it for a week or two. Then I'm gonna get Assassin's Creed. I mean, that's what I'm tuning up for.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Assassin's Creed.
Hey, Patient Fire, we still don't know the actual numbers of Spider-Man, right? We still don't know.
We won't know until the end of the week.
Spider-Man did phenomenal. I don't even need to know. I know Spider-Man did.
It touched high 4 millions, man. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking about 5.5 million.
I'm in the sixes.
I would say 5 million. I would say 5 million.
You gonna say 5 million, Josh? Get your intro in.
No. We talking how many days? I'm talking about in the first 3 days, cuz. I'm talking about
first 3 days already came out. It was 3.9, I think, or something like that.
3.9?
No, it was 3.3.
3.3.
Yeah, but that didn't include the bundles though. Those numbers still have to come in.
Hey, Craig, do you know the detail, Craig? As far as what they didn't count? Like, did they not count
they didn't count digital. They didn't count any bundles or digitals, and it's still but the number I've heard is close to 5, is what I've heard.
Okay, so
no bundles, no digitals.
But we'll see.
At first I thought it was just bundles. I thought it was just bundles.
I must have gave out at least 2 digitals myself, nigga. I gave out 2 digitals myself.
No, digital is included. It's just that the bundles are not.
It's included, dude.
The only thing I would say that they probably had like 500,000 bundles.
All I know is the fastest selling exclusive in PlayStation history, my nigga.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that. I don't think they made $1 million.
Yeah, I think got awarded better, nigga.
No, it did. Got awarded 3.1.
3.1.
Yep. 3.1. Speaking of Spider-Man, I did leave a link about the whole like how the combat system was, and at first I thought it was like Arkham. But then as I was playing it, I was like, this don't really feel like Arkham.
No, I played it like Arkham, got my ass whooped.
If you play it like Arkham, you play it on the hard mode, you'll get your ass whooped, son.
Yeah.
No, but like they give you so much to work with, man, and like you see it. Like I put it in the little Twitter chat. Man, this dude had like a 300 and some odd like combo number, just whooping ass all over the place.
That's why I was saying it's more like a DMC game, man. Like,
it was you that said that. That's exactly
You can string combos together. It's fucking crazy. Like you can stay in the air. It's the dopest shit. Like you can do a combo mid-air, right? And the dude's falling away from you. You throw the web out, pull yourself close to the dude, still in mid-air, do a whole nother combo, pull him back again, throw him. Bruh, come on.
Yeah, I could do. I mean, the stuff I was doing, I'm like, damn. You know?
Hey, do anybody know what was in that patch they put out today?
No, I don't know. But go ahead, Craig. You know, I don't know.
Patch for what?
I can't remember. They got rid of some of the. Oh man, what was it? It was on Twitter because it popped up like 2 hours ago.
It wasn't nothing significant, right? It was just some fixes.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff people were mocking online, and they patched it. You know.
Oh, you talking about the boat people?
I don't know about the boat people.
The boat people is deliberate.
Yeah, it's deliberate.
Oh, really?
Insomniac said that shit is like an Easter egg. Like that's a throwback to goddamn. What was it?
Was Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a throwback to that. That's why
I heard a lot of people was getting. I heard a lot of people was getting stuck inside the. It was glitching out inside the Empire State Building. Has that happened to y'all?
No. I only encountered 2, but it was really minimal glitches. I encountered 2 where
the only glitch I had is when the game crashed.
I was fighting this dude, and this dude got stuck in the building somehow. Like half his body was in the building.
Oh, I stayed in the cat.
Yeah, he was still fighting.
You probably stomped him. You probably stomped him in the ground.
You know how you do the web swing kick? You feel me? Like I did the web swing kick dude into a wall, and somehow he like melded into the wall and shit, like Kitty Pryde style. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that happened. I kicked dude so hard he melt with the wall and shit.
Hey, one thing I had happen that I thought was gonna cause a glitch, but didn't was. I webbed the dude up to a door that I was supposed to go in, like cinema style. And so when the door opened, I thought some shit would fuck up. But nah, the spider web stretched out all realistic, like my nigga, like they already planned for that shit to happen or something.
Mine dissolved, and then the guy dissolved. Like it was it wasn't a glitch. They deliberately made it dissolve, and that was it.
Shit, mine stayed. They just stretched out the spider webs.
I think it was a card door. I think it was a card door.
Oh yeah, that fight.
Did y'all notice how every time you kick a motherfucker off a building, he would automatically get webbed to the side of that building? He would never die. But realistically,
I noticed it too. Though, you notice when you kick him off, he webbed him up.
They doing that to be like Spider-Man never killed nobody. But some of the moves he was doing, cuz I'm like,
oh, you breaking his neck?
Yeah, these are regular motherfuckers. You just did a Soryuken and pushed this motherfucker into the air. This motherfucker's dead.
The dude grabbed him, swung him, and then landed with his web in midair. He's like did like a little like slingshot thing, and then he landed on his head. Dude going to just brush that shit off like that happened. Like
when he knocked you in the air, then he do that little spin kick and kick you directly in the fucking neck while you upside down in the air. You're not living. You're not living from that, nigga. This is a Spider-Man who can lift bars up and shit with no problems. This nigga kicked your fucking neck off, my nigga. Like
Spider-Man all the way dead.
Nigga.
You know what I like too? I like the little finisher, right? Where he uses the spider web and yanks himself forward into a punch. I was like, damn.
You know that rip motherfucker head right off. This motherfucker Spider-Man. He stopped whole truck.
Wait. We supposed to be talking about Forza. How the fuck did we get into Spider-Man and shit?
Oh no, like I
said, somebody asked for the numbers.
An amazing game. That is why we are talking about Spider-Man.
No, we talking about Spider-Man. The reason why we talking about Spider-Man right now is because we was talking about Forza.
Can I get my little piece of Forza?
Discontinue the conversation about Forza and talk about something amazing.
Exactly.
All right. So what are we talking about exactly with Forza?
Huh?
What are we talking about for exactly?
The scores.
Oh, just what do you think about the game?
I mean, it's a good game. I mean, apparently, so racing motherfuckers love it. It deserve the score that it gets. Like, what's the issue? I don't.
Yeah.
All right. So I got something to say about that. Right.
Uh-oh.
Why did it get the score that it get? Is my question. Because what is it doing that's innovative or new? That's all. You know. What is it doing that's so new that you get? Because it's this almost the same as the other Forza, but you get like a 9. What is it? 94 as a Metacritic. What is it doing exactly to get that again and again and again?
It's subjective. I mean, what I saw.
I understand it. I just want to know why.
Well, I mean, but at the same time,
Spider-Man got his score,
so
and it was like whatever it is.
So Josh, right? Like I don't play Forza, right? But what I can say is, maybe if it doesn't do anything new, but what if it does everything it's supposed to do really well? You can't give it a high score for that, you know?
Yes, you can. But what I'm saying is, for the games that did things well, why didn't they get a high score for it? Why is it?
Man,
why is that game specifically getting a high score?
He gonna be like, no, I'm not sending you on no $1,000.
Call him and ask him shit.
I'm not gonna call your daddy like, hey, are you really
what? My bad, y'all. The wifey just walked in. You know how she.
Wifey, I say, how you doing?
They say, hey, they say, what's up? How you doing?
What's up?
Hi.
What up? Hey, get this nigga some orange juice.
She got me some tea already. Shit.
Oh, okay.
Can't ask for too much.
That's the problem with that's the problem with in my opinion, like game ratings. I don't think it's like you. I don't think you should put like numbers on them. I know it's like,
but people are playing numbers though. They literally they're playing it.
That's the problem.
Like it's a full ass game. They playing these scores like it's a 40-hour game.
But see, that's a you problem. If that's their problem, that's a you problem.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that will sit there.
If you as a gamer, really, what you do is not only do you look at the number, because the number is actually useless. What you need to do is actually read the motherfucking review to see if that's the right game for you or not. That's all.
Right, but a lot of the times, what happens is when you get like fucked up numbers like this, it looks bad and it could affect the sales of the game.
Right, you're right. Yeah, but
that's the only problem that I have with it.
But that's the thing, though. It's so hard to rate them. That's why, putting a number on it is bullshit. Like, I agree with you. Like,
it used to be actually like legitimate numbers. The only time that you would get a low score is if you had bad pacing, bad camera, bad graphics, glitches, things like that, and that would determine the number. It was truthful. All I'm saying is this. I don't think that it should have gotten a 9.4.
Let me set a scenario. Let me set a scenario.
You don't think it should have got a 9.4?
94. My bad.
Hey, man, y'all got to remember that the Metacritic is different than all that is. The Metacritic is just adding all the other scores up.
Right.
No, I'm aware of that. I know what it is.
I thought it was
but if there's some fuckery in some scoring, it will affect the Metacritic. You know
oh, really?
What?
The game is fine.
It won't affect it too much, but it will affect it, right? But let me set a scenario then. Let me set a scenario then. What if there's two games, right? One does everything okay, but it innovates a lot of new things, and the new things they innovate isn't like amazing. They just did a great job with the new stuff, right? And there's another game that didn't do anything new. They just did everything really well. Which one should rank better than the other one as far as number score? You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that shit.
What's stuff in there?
Like, for me, this is my biggest problem with it. What is the differentiator between Forza 4 and Forza 3? Is it the seasons?
I put a basket on
it. We haven't played it yet.
No, it's just fun. I think that's the best thing.
I'm not disputing if it's fun or not. What I'm tackling is the reviews.
Right. And I agree.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not. It's not about personal opinions. I'm talking about.
I agree with you.
The Metacritic.
Like the reviews are not perfect. It can't.
But
be.
it's less so nowadays because, in my professional opinion, this is my conspiracy. This is my conspiracy theory. What I believe is that I feel like, I mean, obviously we all know that people can pay for fucking reviews.
Right.
They've done it before with Kane and Lynch and shit like that.
I mean, the other one got a 90 or 91, so this one does improve on it with the overall seasonal stuff, and it's not a bad game. Now, it doesn't look like the E3 version. You can clearly see that, but overall, it's an arcade.
But I'm not arguing if it's a bad game or not. I know it's a good racing game. It's one of the best out there.
But
then my issue is this. I mean, you can give Gran Turismo, it's a simulator, I get it, but you can give Gran Turismo a low-ass score. Okay, so we'll wind back to last generation, right? Gran Turismo 6.
We only got 2.
92 is what he's saying.
No, it's not even just, it's almost, it's not even about just Spider-Man. Gran Turismo last generation, right?
But I agree with you though. Why is Spider-Man?
Gran Turismo but what I'm saying Gran Turismo last year, right, have innovated so hard. It was one of the first games that allowed you to be in the cockpit. You know what I'm saying? It had day and night cycles. Not day and night. So what had day changes? They had weather changes. No other racer did that, like a simulator.
All right, but this Gran Turismo
console
does not have weather. And
I'm talking about last generation. I'm talking about Gran Turismo 5 and 6.
High score last gen, didn't it? It was the highest scoring racing game.
No, it didn't get it. Like all of the stuff that it innovated with, people shitted on the game in general because of what PS2 cars. That's what happened. It dropped the Metacritic so bad that I think it affected the sales.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. Spider-Man and this shit. This shit got a rating that it should have got. Spider-Man got a rating that it should not have got. Gran Turismo got a rating that it shouldn't have got. Like there's a lot of up and down on what it should have got. I see Forza for what it is. So racing game, it does racing good games well. But reviews need to be set up in different categories. Because a game in comparison to an adventure game need to be two different types of tiers. Anybody trying to compare those two games is just that you're not comparing right, because those are two completely different type of games. They're going to be rated in completely different ways. So Forza Horizon, I believe, is a good game. It's a great game, especially for the type of game. It's not hard to do an arcade racer, just like it's not hard to do a Mario. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to do these. Mario Kart will be harder than this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just Mario Kart got way more things to worry about, weapons and the strengths of weapons and the different Princess Peach's titties, and they gotta worry about shit. To where with this, all you gotta do is make wheels turn and make an open world. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So there's two different ways they should be looking at this shit. But Forza, I don't think it's a bad game for what it does. It's doing what it's supposed to do, what it's made to do, and that's how you should rate the game. Spider-Man does what it's supposed to do, what it's made to do. I do not understand its Metacritic, but hey, some people.
You know what?
I don't think an example too. And you know, everybody knows I love Horizon Zero Dawn, right? All right, fine. It got a decent score, right? But there was this one place that gave it a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, me. That's the fuckery. Yeah, that's the fuckery. Man. That's
why it was the USA. It was USA Gamer or Gaming, and it's like, and they said it was struggling with his identity. It didn't do anything new, and the person was bored to tears, and that's why they gave it the score 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 5, which fucked up the Metacritic. And it's like, what? Everybody else is giving it the score. I get it, like if there's certain things fundamentally, but it was such an opinion piece. It's like you can't say that and be a legitimate reviewer.
No, that's not review.
A review is an opinion.
That I don't understand about what that. I'm sorry, Link. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Lincoln, go ahead. Guess what? I was going to say that too.
No, that wasn't me. I didn't say anything.
Oh, better not say that.
Well, I was just saying a review.
Hey, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. Stick your fist in your mouth and swallow it. Hope your ass choke.
Damn.
Yeah, look,
damn.
Another needle in
He
your
hope
vein,
you
nigga.
choke. He don't even know you gonna choke or not. God damn.
but I just
guys.
think people take subjective opinion and they think it's a fact. Subjective opinion is not a fact.
What's up, Fredo?
You know, so it is what it is, and all the games are just their opinions. I mean, I hate it.
Yeah, that's all
my
they
boy
are.
J-Dub City. I hated Batman versus Superman, but he thought it was a good movie. I'm like, I don't see where you see a good movie in this, but that's you know that's what he saw.
That's their opinion. But you know the only thing I don't understand though, y'all, like places like IGN, when you give it a score, it's one person that's giving that score, but it's like the whole IGN. They represent everybody at IGN. That's the part I don't like when they do game because
Game Informer didn't do that. You remember back in the day, Game Informer had those secondary reviews on the side.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's one man
Game
or one
Informer
woman's
gave
opinion.
Spider-Man a 9.5.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying back then, if you were going to be a multi-reviewer, then that's what they gave. Okay, it wasn't just that one person. It was like, okay, so this one person is the main reviewer, but then you have the other people that are giving their side opinions on it too.
Exactly.
And that's when reviewers were great.
Yeah. So when a person plays a game at IGN or one of these big places like that, man, it makes it seem like everybody at IGN, they accept that score, and people got to realize that's just one person that play, because it can be a couple of people that work there be like, man, I don't like this game.
Yeah, well, that's not their fault. I guess they could put out a disclaimer, but we should be smart enough to know that's one person's opinion.
Yeah,
but that's the whole thing. But people are selective though. People will sit there and pick one thing out and run with it, and then shit gets blown out of proportion. That's the difference here.
Yeah, but we can't.
I get that as an opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. You know, so they just need to make a whole new way to take opinions to make opinions a sidebar of a game. That's how it used to be back in the day. They would tell you everything. Your graphics, this is this. This is it. Not, oh, I like the graphics. Not, oh, it's revolution.
You're right. They did.
It used to be set in segments to where technically is it working, and then they would have fun factor.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's
they would have graphics controls. They would have graphics controls, sound,
exactly,
and then they'll say fun factor, and then they'll try to comprise it all up and say that, because those 5 things that they were like subcategories,
all of them would have to fill that out.
They would have to go, they would have to all go together, and that made it. That was Game Informer, I believe.
No, that was Game Pro.
No, it was Electronic Gaming Monthly. It was Electronic Gaming Monthly.
EGM, it was one of those EGM or Game Pro. I thought it was Game Pro, but it might be EGM. You might be right.
Game Pro did too.
Mm-hmm. You can't give a game to somebody that work at IGN that love that company, because you know that you're gonna be like, oh man, get the fuck. Just like if we see Crap Gamer score a game for something that came on the Xbox, we know he gonna give it a good score. So
it's like if you do the same to Key Thrash, you get that nigga, hey, here, play this Gears, nigga, tell me what you think. You know it's gonna be fucked up what he's gonna say.
I like Gears.
Did you guys know too? Did you guys know?
Gears, man.
Did you guys know that what they used to do, or they still do it now, but this started happening a lot last generation? These publishers, they would give their games first. You know what I mean? They would give it out before it was released, and then they would give them like little gift baskets and shit like that.
Oh yeah, they still do that shit.
Yeah, and they still do that shit. This is why I think that, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is this. Microsoft is getting a lot of L's.
Leaky Clay said some, little personal bastard stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. Man, hurry up with your insults, man. You don't insult somebody, do it quickly and shit.
Nah, I'm gonna do it.
Take this thing out and you do it too slow. Motherfuckers waiting on the punchline.
No, but like Microsoft is beginning a lot of 69s and 68s. And then all of a sudden, this game, right?
No, they haven't. Not what I'm thinking.
Big game. This was their big game.
But I'm not arguing. That's the whole thing. I want to get this point very clear to everybody. I'm not saying that it's a bad game. I'm just saying that I feel like that score isn't warranted based off of everybody. And I know it's a compilation of opinions, But the way that they review games now, people just throwing these shits out there for clicks and shit like that.
God,
No, I agree with you that we have a flawed rating system for sure.
It got worse. What would I do? What would I do? Exactly what I said before, where you subcategorize each part of the game and then try to comprise an average score.
But maybe
so it sounds.
The watcher just sitting in there, so I put one.
But I want to see it.
I just wanted to get that out the way. But I was just thinking about.
I want to see it.
All right. Remember to wash your hands and do what you got.
Yeah, wash your hands and
make
them.
Yeah, please wash your hands.
Stupid. Talk about washing. Stupid ass.
And make some tacos.
Is that? Hey, nah. I'm too sick for tacos, nigga. I need some pozole, nigga.
That's what. Oh, there you go. Make some pozole. Make sure you put some hot sauce on that shit. You be alright.
You know the funny thing is,
water for my tea.
I just got sick too. Like this Sunday, I was fucked up. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know how I travel all the way to the West Coast, but because I'm on the East. But I was fucked up for the last 4 days.
Still, you know you sick when you can hear it in your cough. That's why I said something there. I can hear it in this cough. Like,
but let me tell you something. Keith Thrash always sick, man. You got low white cells. What the fuck going on with you, cuz?
This nigga stupid,
this is like the fourth time you've been sick this year.
Like anybody can get me sick. A fucking baby, anything. If that baby sneeze, I'm fucked. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm like, oh fuck, man, I gotta take orange juice. It is only colds too. No stomach virus, no nothing. It's just colds. I just get ate up, man.
You know what that
I just hate like when a motherfucker gets sick and get pneumonia. That when you hear that one cough type of pneumonia call, ooh.
You need to take some vitamins for that shit. If it's only colds that you're getting, that means your immune system is very weak. Take some vitamins.
I mean, I should be getting sick for everything. I mean, granted, it's one time a year, but it's always same area of time. It's always like September, October, November. That's guaranteed. And if it's not, if I pass that point, then it's summer and I'm fucked.
Hey, what do you guys think about that new COD with that PUBG? Like,
well, you know what? I think they stopped.
I heard it's fire.
I like it, dude. That shit's hot. Anybody play the beta?
I don't play that shit, but I heard it's fire.
I
that shit, love that shit.
I did a real crazy analysis.
Yeah. I played the beta for it. It's nice. It's. I'm gonna go out there and say it's better than PUBG because of the fact that everything is smooth. Now the maps ain't as big, but I mean everything runs smooth. You pick up, you shoot. I mean it's just, I like it.
The frame rate is.
Go ahead.
Would you still be playing PUBG?
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Are you gonna play this one on PUBG?
I don't. I would play PUBG if my homie asked me to play with them, but I'll probably be stuck on that when it comes out.
Man, your homie's probably playing that shit too.
That's what I'm saying. But I would definitely pass up PUBG to play that. But
so you gonna buy it when it come out, Diver? You gonna buy it when it come out?
I already bought. So that's why I got to play the beta because I got the pre-order.
I mean, the game it runs close to 60 frames too. That's the whole thing. Where PUBG is like on consoles, it's like 20 to 27.
Ooh. So is it good? Is it good enough to give it a pass because it ain't got a campaign? Is it that good enough? Is it that good?
Well, no. If what I played was the battle, the battle royale part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Call of Duty.
The way I feel about it, Big Money, is there's no such thing as good enough to replace campaign.
There ain't enough.
I do. That's what I'm just gonna see.
But that's what I was gonna say. Like, if you take the battle royale part of it, then yeah, it's good enough without the campaign, obviously.
Wow.
But I also played the regular game. When it came out, it was doing like, what was it? Team deathmatch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I always like campaign. You know what I mean? For it not having a campaign, though, at this point, I really don't care. You know what I mean? Like, if a game comes out and it don't got a campaign to it, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
I think the reason... I hear you. And that's understandable, especially in this day and age.
Look how many I played. Spider-Man, God of War, what's it, Assassin's Creed's coming out. That's more than enough campaigning for me. Now, if you want to give me a game that I'm gonna play where I just go on there and shoot and kill motherfuckers without a campaign, I'm good with it because there's so many games out
but
there.
Diver, you know what? By you doing that and other people doing that, all that's gonna do is make them want to do it again and again and again.
No, they're gonna do it again and again. It's already a wrap. Most people want it. Most people want it. People don't understand that you're killing off campaign by not saying nothing about it. Now, if you don't want it, that's fine. But there are people who want it. But what it also does is make these companies do less work in order and still charge you the same money.
But aren't they?
Exactly.
They should be giving us both. All they did was add a mode. All they did was add one mode.
Remember when they said,
like that's just a mode.
I'm with you on that. That's what I'm saying. Like they put the campaign in there? Yes. If I wasn't playing any other game, if I was like a big hardcore Call of Duty for a campaign, yes, I would have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But usually when I get on Call of Duty, I kid you not, like campaign, we don't play. Like we just go on there and start going online and fight. You know, like that's the right. That's like you. That's like you.
But that should be free then.
I feel you because when I play Call of Duty, I play through the campaign one time and then I just stay on multiplayer the whole time. I just go on there.
But they've really refined and crafted this battle royale. I will say that
it's not hard to do.
Though, even though I spend most of my time playing multiplayer, I run through the campaign one time, man. Like
exactly.
Exactly. Hey, but you ran to it. But that run through that you put, whatever hours, however many hours, even if it's only 3 hours, that's 3 hours less of gaming that you pay for. That you don't get what you pay. You used to pay for.
No, I like a lot of Call of Duty storylines, man. Like the Modern Warfare story.
Yeah, over the top action and shit. I like this shit. They used to have big time actors come in. Do all this
the last one I think that got me was Ghost. I think Ghost was probably the last campaign that I kind of liked.
Mm-hmm. You like the Ghost?
Yeah, I play
campaign. Yes,
I beat Ghost's campaign.
Right now, everything, all the old ones back in the days when you had to shoot that nigga's arm off, when you was that dude sniper was with you, and you had to take the helicopter down, like shit, like that was awesome.
That shit was tight,
man. That shit was dope. Right, Modern Warfare series was dope as fuck.
The last one or two campaigns back, they weren't like that, for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why to me it's really not a big deal.
Here's what they're going to do. They're going to do this.
They should charge me less if you're not putting the campaign in there.
Now I fuck with you on that. Exactly. Now if they're gonna do that, I fuck with you on it. Charge us less. Don't charge us $60. And remember, this game is originated of single player. This didn't start off a battle royale game. This is a single player game. I'm just scared that if people do what you say, like, hey man, fuck it. I'll run through the campaign once, but I'm cool with it. They gonna keep doing that shit. They gonna do it next year. They gonna do it the year after that because they can get away with it.
Now, this is what I believe is gonna happen. I've been looking. I've been looking at this. I've been looking at it's cool. I've been looking at the trends of battle royale games, and I've seen a lot of them die. So here's what I think is going to do, because Call of Duty tends to do this shit. They'll look at a trend, they'll mimic a trend, and then that shit starts dying out. They go right back to the start and what it was. And this is what they're going to do. I feel like because the pendulum has already swung all the way to one side. So battle royale games are going to start dying. I know it is. So this is going to be probably the last successful battle royale game that's new. Here's what's going to happen. People are going to get tired of that shit. The next time they're going to release it, or whenever it gets real dull and just shitty, they're going to come out with a campaign and act like that shit brand new and be like, oh, well, it's the best, biggest campaign ever. And then people are going to start buying it again. They're masters of that shit, yo. They're staying relevant.
I agree with everything you say, though. The one thing I would say about battle royale shit is I think it's a fad of this generation.
That's what I'm saying.
Once this generation's over, it's over. Like the next gen, it'll basically be just another mode. It'll still be around. It ain't gonna be like hype as it is right now. Because right now we in the middle of the whole hype for battle royale. Everything has a battle royale in it, but it's just a fact. It'll go away.
I love the fact that you play a game that you don't know. Everything is different. You know what I mean? I understand about the maps and shit like that, but every time you jump out that plane, You could either get into a fist fight, you can get shot. I mean, that's what I love about games like that. You know what I mean? The excitement of not knowing what's going to happen.
There's excitement in that, but like we were saying, it's just mainly a mode. Like any game, any kind of shooter can have that kind of mode, to where it won't be as like phenomenal as this right now. We have games that are just that mode right now, like PUBG. PUBG is just battle royale. It's nothing else but battle royale.
Right.
Like next gen, there would just be like every game would have it. Call of Duty would have it. Like Battlefield would have it. Just any shooter would have like a mode.
So I see what you're saying. So it's kind of like a kill confirm or a hardcore mode. Like
right. And then motherfuckers like, oh yeah, it comes with battle royale too. Cool. Like it won't be.
The game should really be $40. It should really be $40. It really should. But as you know,
40 without a story mode. Yep.
But you already know. Like I remember Sony did that shit. They did it with Warhawk. There was no story mode, but it was a $39.99 game, and that's cool. But people shitting on that game too.
I still believe also if I'm paying digital, I shouldn't pay full price.
That's what I was going to say too. Digital games should not be no $60 fucking. Period. Point blank.
They said they was gonna bring that shit down when it started catching on.
No, they're not.
I could have swore they said they was gonna do that shit.
They ain't gonna do that.
Man,
they're making too much damn money. Too much damn money, man. They ain't doing that shit. They ain't thinking about that.
You know, I'm saving you money from putting it on a disc, putting it in a plastic box, whatever. I should be saving $10.
At least.
You know why I don't believe that at all, Big Money? Because if they save the money already doing digital, they would do it from the jump, so more people would do it digital. They wouldn't have to deal with motherfucking brick and mortar.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is? It's a convenience. They did this. They planned this shit out this generation. This is what they thought they were slick with this shit.
I mean, no, just think about it overall. Like, what business do you know will actually make shit less expensive for you?
Oh, we all know that that's not going to work. I mean, that's I don't think anybody said it.
I'm just saying, like, what business makes shit less? Matter of fact, just think about your cable company, right? When you're not a customer, you get all kind of deals. Once you become a customer, you don't get shit no more.
I work for a cable company, and I gotta fight for that shit all the time, yo. I just got a customer.
Like, there's no
I just got a customer. She was snapping. She was snapping on me, talking about this is how you treat your existing customers. I'm like, bitch.
Yeah.
How the fuck you want to make money? It's a business.
Yeah. The fuck you mean?
Fuck you mean? I gave it away. You know that we gave that shit to you at a loss, right? So we grabbed you, got you, bitch, and now you staying with us.
It's either the way I see it, it's either like one of the shit's gonna die, which means brick and mortar is gonna die. That's basically how it's gonna go down.
Microsoft is trying to kill that shit.
Yeah, because if Sony and
everybody
Microsoft
is, but
if Sony and Microsoft can sell you a game for $60 and don't have to pay for extra shit, for delivery fees and, you know what I'm saying, for hardware fees to create these motherfucking discs, to print these discs and shit, and they can still sell it to you for $60, of course they do that shit. You know what I mean?
But I thought most of the money that they want, that most of the money that came with the price of the game, I thought that shit was what do you call it? Paying the store to hold that shit, like paying the store gets a cut.
No, the store buy the game themselves. This is from what I understand. This is where, like, the business side of it. This is what I understand to be true. If I'm incorrect, then y'all can, somebody who know better can correct me. But if a store buy basically the store would buy a bulk amount of your shit and then they sell it themselves. So they buy your shit at a cheaper amount than they would, a person.
But don't they get a cut?
That's their cut. They buy it cheap. They buy it cheaper than a regular person could because they buy it in a large, amount. They buy 10,000 PlayStation. They sell them off at a time. That's why certain stores run out, because they didn't buy enough. They didn't think they're gonna sell enough, and they run out. You know what I mean? That type of shit. So like each facility, Target, Walmart, whatever, they have a set amount of units they need to get from these distributors to sell to motherfuckers. And so
that's why Sony is making bank. That's why Sony is making so much bank. It's not necessarily the PlayStation Plus. It's charging these motherfucking games $60 when that shit should probably be like $35.
Yeah.
Well, remember there were 49, not 59. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh but then games became more expensive to make, and that's what their justification was.
Right.
And this is for an extra $10, and to me now they're cheaper. So fucking give us our $10 back.
I don't mind a game $60 at all.
They're saying that all of the graphics.
Right. Man, you know what? I guess you're right. I guess even though if I buy it digital with all the graphics and the new frame rates and everything that are better, then I guess so. $60. And it hasn't moved up since they put it to 60. You know what I mean? And that was years.
It better stay there.
Do y'all think that price of games can ever go up? Do you think it's gonna stay?
It will.
It could. Yeah, for sure it could.
I can't see myself paying like $70 for a game.
We paying hundreds. Like I mean,
ridiculous amount. If you buy a game,
and then they throwing in microtransactions on top of all that bullshit.
That's what makes it ugly.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is like when you buy a game, okay, look at when I bought that, what was it? Spider-Man, when I got it with the statue and all that, even though I returned it, that's $150. Like Assassin's Creed, I bought that. That's $150 I got for that. You know what I mean? So most of the games that I buy, if they got that
wait a minute, yeah, you took a Spider-Man statue back?
Yeah, I took all that shit back.
In the words of OBJ the Don, you are one dumb motherfucker.
And you one dumb motherfucker. I bought the game.
All you're saying is you can resold that at a much higher value.
Nah. Because right now people are trying to sell them on eBay. I looked at them. Their prices they're asking for, no one's buying them. You know what I mean? That's what they're starting their bids at, but no one's buying them.
Bro, I see them go, dude. Like when I first, the start of the week, I looked just to see what's up, and there was way more consoles. Now there's less console, but they're still at like $600-700.
I mean, the console one, yes, I understand, but the one that I got, with the trophy.
Oh, the special edition.
Yeah, you can still find them. You go to Best Buy and pick one of those up right now.
Oh yeah, you can still find the special edition. You ain't gonna find the console.
But the console I took back just because I bought the God of War one, and I didn't like the spider being sideways.
Yeah.
I was just.
I've been talking to myself this whole time.
Hey, I'm a straight up crip too, nigga. So when I saw that red, I was like, nah, nigga, I can't have it, man.
I can't have it.
Really?
Nigga, on Crip and Crumpets, that nigga could not have that shit. Nigga.
Can you see gaming?
About that 500 mil edition, that clear blue. Actually,
I pick something like that up. Hell yeah.
Can you see gaming's going up to like $70?
Nah, not 70. Not 70. I see them going up $10 though.
Well, that would be $70 because right now it's $59.99 plus tax is $65.
So they're gonna be like $69.99.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say 70.
It would be $75 a game.
I just can't see myself paying that for a game.
Buying the regular game.
I see it happening.
That's why.
I think I see it happening.
That's why we're doing the whole what do you call it? The whole Game Pass and shit like that. It's probably going to.
Well, look, I'll say like this: the next console, PlayStation, they discs are going to be the Ultra Blu-ray discs. So depending on how much those cost right now, maybe it'll be the same price because they got a lot more information on Ultra Blu-ray discs. That's why the PS4 Pro don't have it. These Xbox niggas kept on talking about how the PlayStation doesn't have that shit, but they don't have it because the games aren't Ultra 4K. So they feel no reason to do it. It's a gaming console. Microsoft just wanted to use a reason to add extra shit, not understanding why Sony.
Let me ask you this though.
Why Sony come out with it in the first place?
What if next E3, right? They come out, they talking about all right, next generation consoles. This is the next 10 game you're gonna get immediately, but they're gonna cost $75. But the game show is like off the chain though. I'm talking about like Devil May Cry on crack, son. Like I'm talking about.
Yeah, but then all the other games are gonna be that much too.
You were like, I think
that'd be hard. $75, bro.
No, 75 like including tax and everything.
I don't know. I think next generation, a majority of my time is probably gonna be spent on VR.
I mean,
nasty next generation.
Hey, I say it like this. These gamers is already spending way more than that right now. These fucking casual motherfuckers are pay for any goddamn thing. They don't give a fuck. These niggas have spent $200 and $300 on Fortnite without knowing it. Nigga, us right now is ready to pay for game. These Xbox niggas and paid for PUBG, even though that motherfucker was not done yet in preview and should have been free. While Fortnite was a better game and it was free. You know what I'm saying? It was like it.
Not on Xbox.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just it should have been. Gamers are paying for shit that they normally wouldn't do, and these fanboys are accepted. If Microsoft comes out first and say $69.99, Xbox fanboys will say some dumb shit like it's $69.99 because it's better. So we should be paying for that. That's what they did. That's what they did with online. When it was free with the PS3 on the Xbox, they was like, we pay more because it's way better. We have a better. We deserve to have to pay them. That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna try to make it like just like that, bro. These gamers is dumb as fuck.
Hey, real shit. That's where the narrative comes from. That 360 has better online.
That's exactly what it came from. That was the excuse. It was better online. We like, nigga, it's supposed to be free, bitch. And what do you mean better, nigga? I ain't really had too many problems at all on the PS3 online. I don't understand your excuse, my nigga. Like, what do you care about? Yo, gigabits, bitch. I don't understand.
They're gonna make it free. They're gonna make it free.
Make what free?
Online.
Nope. They ain't gonna make it free.
That's way.
Nobody complaining about it. If niggas was complaining about it, if it was a mass amount of niggas like PC did, them niggas wasn't having it, and so they ain't paying. But we, especially in the beginning, the niggas, even PlayStation niggas with PS Plus, we didn't argue much at all. Too busy clowning Microsoft for having a more expensive console with worse graphics. That's what we was doing. Meanwhile, Sony was over there.
What money would they make if they made it free?
Nigga, they wouldn't make no money.
Like that's the only place they making money right now since they service. It's for sure not from game sales.
Hey, you know how you can know that it's here to stay? It's it's here to stay because Nintendo is now doing it. If Nintendo doing it, it's a wrap. Then they make you like fuck it. If everybody else doing it, because Nintendo they make sacrifices just for gamers. They like people say they can say whatever they want, but they innovate to a default. They innovate and they'll see if it works. They want to take the most risk in gaming. They made the fucking Wii U with a goddamn stupid ass tablet, but they had an idea and they ran with it. Before that, they had a goddamn TV remote as a goddamn controller, and they sat there and ran with it. The GameCube controller looked like somebody threw up some buttons, goddamn sandal or some shit, but they still got away with it. The fucking Nintendo 64, the Nintendo 64 controller had one analog stick in the middle, a trigger under it, and it had 3 little bars. What the fuck was that shit?
I love the 64 though. I'm sorry. I love the 64 though. But fuck that controller. I feel you.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
I love that console though.
That controller was made for a first person. It's like a perfect first person shooter controller if you think about it, my nigga. But
that's what I thought it was for,
nigga. But my point is they come out with all this shit to a default because they could fuck up like the Wii U did and the GameCube and all. They make a goddamn cube box with a goddamn small ass disc. You know what I'm saying? Like they to a default. But if they adopt this shit, then nobody's gonna let go of this shit. I mean, all gamers are paying for online now. Crazy. All console gamers, I should say.
What do you guys think about this too? This was one of the things I put into a little Twitter chat. There was a new a documentary on why the PlayStation 4 was so successful, and then people relegated it to, it was only due to Microsoft, what do you call it, Microsoft's thoughts and shit like that.
Who you talking about, Mystic? You talking about his documentary?
Yeah.
He did a video talking about that, but
reason why PlayStation 4 did well is because Xbox failed. Is that what basically?
That's what most people on Reset Era.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what this video is about, but that's kind of what I've been hearing.
So here's the thing.
He didn't say it. He didn't say it. I'm talking about Reset Era.
I can see why people would say that because Xbox do always try to flip the situation. The situation is actually backwards. So last gen, the PlayStation failed. And that's why Xbox won. Xbox didn't win last gen. PlayStation just lost. Like PlayStation fucked themselves all the way up. You feel me?
Yeah.
So this gen, they're basically trying to make it sound like it was like last gen, except the opposite. No, that's not the case. The reason why PlayStation 4 did well this gen is because they fucked up last gen.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're trying to fix that shit. So they went to the lab and were like, all right, we fucked all this up. So now we got to come out with a console that's affordable. Fuck that $600 shit. We did bring it down to $400. You know, not 5. They could have bring it down to 5. They didn't do that. They bring it down to 4. You feel me? And they had games and games and games because they knew that part worked well for them at the end of the last gen. That's how like they did it this gen. Xbox failing because they just start failing on their own. Cause like you can say what you want, but come on, cause.
But the crazy thing is, man, like that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make games for a video game console. I don't understand why, like how Microsoft did that.
To say that.
I honestly think that.
Real quick, Lincoln. My fault, man. I don't want to cut you off, but to say that PlayStation is doing well because Xbox is failing. What about when Xbox didn't exist and PlayStation was still doing well?
That was somebody brought that up, and they were like, "Well, I didn't mean it." Like I'm talking about this generation. People don't know this.
Come on, cuz like you can't separate.
People don't notice though. People don't notice that the Xbox 360 was already losing steam. They had to bring out the Kinect to gain some of that steam back.
Nah.
No, I mean I can't say that, man. I feel like the Xbox 360 did have like the mind share.
Towards the end of the generation, they started to be outpaced by in the US too by the PlayStation 3. And then they ended up releasing the what do you call it, the Kinect.
Now y'all know I'm not an Xbox fanboy, the least, a bit, what I mean. But I will give them last gen, man. I feel like as far as a generation is concerned, I feel like they took that gen. Whether they're first or not.
No, I'm not saying that they did nothing wrong. I'm saying that because they didn't.
The PlayStation last gen. At the end of the day, like at all facts given, like I feel like they did better, like last gen than PlayStation did. Now this gen has nothing to do with Xbox failing. PlayStation just did everything they're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that they didn't do a good job. I'm saying that.
I want to say that.
Damn. Yeah.
No, I wanted to work this in. I said this before about about as far as the games goes with PlayStation. They said it was a marathon. They was looking at the big picture, and I felt like they was trying to put out so many games to make their library so big that it would make their platform more appealing. And Xbox, on the other hand, I felt like they was trying to get that overnight money by putting out a bullshit game and expecting it to kick back a whole lot of money. And then how much would y'all guess that it probably cost Spider-Man to make?
I didn't even think about how much it cost, man.
So okay, so let's just say it cost $50 million to make. I threw this equation out there before. And for the sake of making my point easier to understand, let's say there's 100 million PlayStations out there and Spider-Man sold 3.3 million, whatever. That's 3% of the PlayStations out there that's out in the wild. And so break that down to the Xbox, 3% of what? 30 million?
They say they at about 38 million right now.
Okay, so to make my point easier, let's say there's 50 million Xboxes out there and a game sells 3%. Then that means, that game sold what, like 1.5 million?
Mm-hmm.
And when you break that down money-wise, that's about $90 million. And if the game costs 50 million to make, they only pull back, they only profited 40 million. So from Microsoft's standpoint, I think to them it's not worth the investment because if they sink 50 million into a game, they want 400 million to come back.
Yeah, but that's like so how many you got PlayStations out there? What they say, 80 million?
Yeah,
83.
83 million. Okay, 83 million, and you sold 3 million copies of one game. What does that do?
No, what I'm saying is like the game did good and it made good money, but a lot of Xbox always, that's only 3 point, there's this many PlayStations out there. You apply that same equation to the Xbox and those numbers look a lot worse. And I think that's why Microsoft ain't investing in those games because they don't, it's only 38 million Xboxes out there. And if they don't, Spider-Man is a smash, but it sold 3.3 million.
Mm-hmm.
So like take Game Pass out of the equation.
3 days.
How many take
3 days.
Okay, but take Game Pass out of the equation. How many copies of Sea of Thieves do you think probably would have sold on Xbox? You know, if you take Game Pass out of the equation.
Why do you keep on with the Sea of Thieves?
Don't worry about you. Just shut the fuck up.
I know, because that's all you got. You say the same shit over and over it. Quit taking that shit, man.
I ain't got a special. You got a special.
I mean, what other game besides Sea of Thieves can you
I think low key, you like Sea of Thieves because you always bringing it up. You pirate shit.
I like it so much that I haven't bought it.
Yeah. What other games should he bring up though besides Sea of Thieves? State of K? State of K too?
Point being is like point being is that if it wasn't for Game Pass, Sea of Thieves would have lost money because the game would have sold like shit.
How do you know?
It wouldn't have sold. No, it would have sold.
Because the proof is in the pudding, because they always talking about the user base. They're not talking about sales. They always talking about the user base, which comes from the Game Pass.
Look at Metacritic.
Sales, that game
a Metacritic a killer game. A Metacritic score that low a killer game. Number one. Number two, all the people who played it just for $9 have already stopped playing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them people wouldn't have bought the shit to begin with, wasn't excited for it to begin with. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? It would have sold like shit.
If it wasn't for Game Pass, that would have been another quantum break in terms of sales.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Quantum break.
Queasy breezies.
But you know what? A lot of Xbox supposed like fanboys, they don't even buy no games. Like they say that they want it,
and that's why Microsoft ain't making no games. That's why Microsoft ain't making no games because nobody buying them.
They claim that they have all these exclusives, like when it first came out. Oh, we got all these, but you never even bought the shit.
Well, then why don't you buy Sea of Thieves? Then since you're always talking about it, so they can make more games.
Damn,
I'm always talking about VR. This is the first time you heard Sea of Thieves come out of my mouth in months.
All right, dang, you crazy. All right, bring up all the videos. Every day this motherfucker in here, that's all he says is Sea of Thieves, Sea of Thieves.
No. You hear State of Dookie come out of my mouth a lot because that's what it is.
What I heard,
State of Dookie.
Is you butt hurt by the Xbox situation?
Hey, what's up with all the stuttering though? I mean, quit taking that shit so you can your brain.
No. Clear your throat with that raspy ass voice, motherfucker. Don't talk about me stuttering. Hey, eat some onions or something, man. Try to loosen up them damn vocal cords.
Damn, onions and vocal cords.
Hey, man, give me some onions with that shit.
Yeah, hey, worse yet, take that dick out your mouth.
Damn, jeez, wow.
Man, that escalated quick.
Family.
Please
deliver the family friendliness. Please.
This is family friendly. He's a motherfucker. This is family friendly. He is a motherfucker.
You can't blame him for the way he's acting. Can't blame him.
Oh shit.
Jesus.
That's so hurtful. So hurtful.
Hey man, I know one thing. Like, only thing I can say, I know they gave up. They right now they know they've been beat. They've been beat to the ground. Sony been having their knee on their neck and they not letting them up for air. They need to come out swinging with their next console. They need to come out swinging.
Not with the next console. I think games. Fuck console.
I mean, this generation is already over with, though.
It really is. What ended up happening was they should have really took the model that Sony had. They just kept, whether it was successful or not, they just kept releasing games back to back to back to back. They didn't even fuck whether it was successful or not. They were like, you ain't going to sit there and play me out.
And that's the difference right there. Sony kept putting them games out, whether it was going to be successful or whether it was going to fail or not. They took the chances.
And I don't know if y'all remember. I remember, I forgot the one dude name. He said when they put out like 10 games, they only expect 2 of them. They only want 2 of them to do real good out of them 10 games. But it's not. I just don't understand why. And I'm not saying you, Diver. I'm just saying Xbox. A lot of Xbox. I don't understand why they don't think that you don't need games for a video game system. Why would you need to tell somebody that? Why would you need to tell management, hey man, we need some games for this video game system?
Right.
We don't need features.
You know, and Sony putting out 10 games and only expecting 2 of them to be successful. That's part of their big vision to make that library huge.
And I already told you what they put out 10 games, but 9 of them motherfuckers rock, bruh. Like I just never seen it on this scale done. Every game they put out, man, it's at least an 8 or better to me.
Which it is, but I don't think Sony walk in making a game and expecting the game to do $500 million or something like that. I think Sony.
Y'all don't remember when they was talking about The Last of Us, the first one? They was talking about how like after the game came out and got all the success and shit, motherfuckers like, hey, we didn't even know it was gonna be like this because we thought it was gonna do poorly. Because when we released it was during the time when first person shooters like Duke Bro Shooter was real big. You know what I'm saying? It was like what 2012, 2011 or some shit. 2013, somewhere around there, like during the time where like shooters and shit was real big and shit. They was like, we didn't even know it was gonna do well, and to see that it's doing this big, that's where like they were starting, and you can see that's where it shift too. That shit changed the whole landscape of gaming because afterwards, all of a sudden, like first person shooters became stale, like real quick. Just all of a sudden, like nothing like special came out of first person shooters no more. And then all the like single player, like single player experience became real dope afterwards. And you just continue that path, and then motherfuckers start hating on that shit. Telling them that shit don't really, have an impact no more. I still can't believe that motherfucker said that shit. I can't believe that shit.
So let me.
But I already, like Bob was saying this shit too.
Let me throw this shit in. Fuck Phil Spencer. Fuck EA. Fuck Amy Hennig. These are all people that try to say that single player games was going to die.
Yeah, how do you really feel? Jeez.
And fuck you.
Yeah, fuck Amy Hennig.
Yeah, because she let EA brainwash her.
That's Bizarro Amy Hennig.
When she worked for EA, she let EA brainwash her into believing that single player games was dying. Because when she got fired from them, she jumped up and said that people not buying these games, they going to YouTube and just watching the game play out.
I wonder how true that is, man. I wonder where
even if it is true, Sony is still defying those odds.
Yeah, I mean, I said this before. I'm gonna say it again. I've never in my life seen where the management at Sony went to each one of them studios and told them to work on a new IP.
But
and
here's
all of
how
these
I feel.
new IPs are off the fucking chain. All of them.
But here's how I feel about that situation too, though. Like the people who go on YouTube and watch someone else play it, they never gonna play it anyway. If you a gamer, you gonna play this shit. Like you not. If you a gamer, you're not gonna go on YouTube unless it's a game you don't give a fuck about. Like you don't watch somebody else play it, but you ain't gonna play it yourself. But if it's a game,
but there are people out there though. There's people out there that do watch.
Doing that sometimes too.
Yeah,
I think Draco hit it right on the head though.
No, I watch certain people play certain games because I don't play those games at all. But see, that's the whole point. Like I'm not gonna play those games anyways. I might as well watch a motherfucker, play that shit to see if I like.
But that was the.
But I'm just not gonna play. Like I'm gonna tell y'all something y'all might not know. Like I kind of heard that the Telltale shit, the Walking Dead ain't gonna be finished. But I tell you the truth, I've never played one of them in my entire life. I just watch motherfucker play that shit because I'm not playing that shit.
Yeah, I can't believe you can play that.
That's a great area right there.
See, I told y'all from the beginning I don't like those type of games, but that shit was a good story. Like I actually followed that shit just because I watched a motherfucker play that shit. But I'm not gonna sit there and play with that boring ass gameplay myself, motherfucker. Like that's I can't do it. Like boy, if I just sit here and swipe some buttons. That's not what I think when I think video games. I think of like pressing a whole bunch of buttons like immediately, like Devil May Cry, like God of War, like that type of shit. It doesn't always have to be that fancy.
Trying a game like that, would you? Huh? You wouldn't mind trying a game like that, would you?
I mean, like when you say I ain't gonna go out my way and buy that shit.
Yeah. Just try.
I'm just saying, but that's the type of gamer I am. So I'm not gonna be the type of motherfucker that's gonna play that shit anyways. I'm gonna be the motherfucker watching that shit. There might be a motherfucker out there who's not gonna play Devil May Cry anyways. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna play that shit. He's gonna watch me play that shit on YouTube.
Yeah. Did you take some for that? Yeah, she brought you some Thrash, like some tea or something.
No, yeah, she did. She went to go get the number one. She just left right when she left. She'll be back in a few minutes. She went to go get my number one remedy, nigga. Wingstop.
Hey, fellas, I'm about to bounce on over here to Creed so I can get this cardio in and talk a little bit of shit before I go to bed.
Yeah.
All right,
Go ahead.
I gotta get out soon too, though, man. I gotta be honest.
Go ahead, give me an outro in. Yo, everybody, it's your boy Lincoln Clay. About to bounce on over here to Creed, knock a motherfucker out, burn some calories in the process. I'll catch y'all later. Y'all be easy.
Hey, use a new needle, nigga.
Hey,
motherfucker, use a new spatula and stop scraping your ass with it.
I wonder how much more fun it'll be if you put a dummy in front of you and play that shit.
Wait a minute, say it again, bro.
Actually make contact. Like put a dummy in front of you and play Creed VR.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Make contact. Like actually make contact.
Yeah, I see what you. Yeah, that would be hot.
I mean, that shit be dope, man. I might have to cop that shit. Just
and they should make those girl dolls too for the game.
That's not. You trying to beat up women? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
And VR.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I'm just saying
that's creepy. That's on that creepy level.
Hey,
I ain't gonna talk about it. I plead the fifth on whether I think that's a good idea or not.
Hey, but who's Jennifer though?
I can't call it. I can't say it right now. I might die. Sit. I mentioned it.
Sound like a white girl. No, I've not met a black Jennifer.
You already smelling shit.
My girl name.
Word? I've never met a black Jennifer.
Asking who's Jennifer, but I'm like I can't even answer that question right now. That's
my girl name is Jennifer.
I didn't know that. Finally, I know one black Jennifer.
Oh shit! What happened? Oh, sound like shit cut off. Oh shit! What else? We were supposed to talk about Tokyo Game Show impressions. Did we? Did it come out yet, nigga?
Yeah, that shit was ass. I made a video about that shit. It was garbage.
Yeah, I'm like, it was so bad. Yeah, I'm like, I didn't know. I mean, Sick was trying to watch it.
A lot of Japanese shit.
I mean, it's not. They made sure they didn't make it for us. Trust me, they wasn't trying to translate shit. They had Asian bitches dressed up in frillies and shit. You know, with pillows.
I mean, I can't really be mad. It is Tokyo Game Show. I mean,
shit. It's their E3. It's their E3. So I get it. But damn.
They told a lot of good stuff, I thought. You know what I mean?
But I do feel like that's inconsiderate as fuck. You don't realize internet's around motherfuckers.
Did they have any games that were coming out or anything special they were talking about?
They showed Death Stranding new trailer, which looks awesome. Have y'all seen that?
They showed a new game from the Yakuza dude.
The lion. You talking about the lion? Yeah, the lion. That shit. Is that a lion? I'm thinking it's a lion. That's what I.
It's like a butthole to me. But
hey man, what about that one game? The one game when that dude was fighting that dragon. I forgot the name of that shit.
Oh shit!
It
looked like Deep Down, but except it's not Deep Down. It's outside. It should be called Outside.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called, but I don't know. They do.
Yeah, it does. Hey, any game where there's dragons in it, I'm down. Whether I'm riding one or killing one, I'm down.
Word.
And the dudes that did the Yakuza, that work on Yakuza, they got the game on Judge. Yeah, Project Judge.
Project Awakening and Project Judge.
I think it's called Project Judge.
Yeah, it's Project Awakening and Project Judge. Project Judge is the one where dude is
it's in the Yakuza universe. Yeah. I don't like games like that, but
and that's Square shit. That's Square shit. So we ain't gonna see that to like PS6 or some shit.
Hey, did they announce?
Yeah, it's a part of the Yakuza franchise. It's a part of the Yakuza franchise.
Yeah, it's in the same universe. Did they say anything about them doing PSX this year?
I mean, that's true though, because a lot of motherfuckers died in that game.
They gonna do one.
This motherfucker gonna have all kind of crimes and stuff. There's all kind of motherfuckers that die in that game.
That's probably when they're gonna have the Death Stranding gameplay.
Hey, yeah, man, that shit's starting to look real good now. Like, god damn.
Hey, wait,
you still don't know what the fuck. What the fuck? All this bullshit. You still don't know. But all you can say is, hey, it looks dope. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Hey,
that shit.
Hey. What did Microsoft have at Tokyo Game Show though?
That shit for every console. The Devil May Cry shit came out afterwards. Like all the Devil May Cry shit came out after that.
Do you think Microsoft need something like a PSX? Do you think they need something like that?
If they had games, they would need it, but they don't got games.
I mean, what the fuck they gonna show? Show your ass 30 different fucking.
That's terrible, y'all.
Hey, y'all remember y'all ever like watch cable? Y'all flip through the channels. I haven't had cables in a minute, but y'all remember you flip through the channel, you hit the the OVC or whatever channel where they be just selling shit. That's what they should look like. They just having controllers. Right now, it's going for $59.99 or some bullshit. You can buy it right now. It's grease proof. That's what it would look like.
Do Microsoft still have that one show that's supposed to come out every month? I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, it's already been done. I think it was like a day or so ago, a day or two.
And ain't nobody talking about it.
Man, I saw Sick streaming that shit. I'm like, I usually kick it with you, Sick, but you know what I'm saying? I can't do it. I can't do it on this one because you're gonna have to run that one out.
You gonna have to. Yeah. You gonna have to tackle that by yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop on this God of War real quick. I can't do it. Hey, I just recently copped the Pro. I'm just like running through all the games I got. God damn, this is what God of War looked like on the Pro. Jeez, shit ridiculous.
Nigga, this motherfucking TV. Oh, hey, we gotta do our outros. Wifey here, nigga, and is she looking sexy as? Girl,
you too sick for that shit, nigga. You gonna die.
She about to get me well today. Nah, I'm just playing. No, I gotta go though. I gotta take this medicine to eat this food. You weird ass nigga. I mean, if y'all want to still talk, I can leave it on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, I'm done.
Microsoft, look. Horizon, we talked about TGS. We didn't talk about True Gamer Talk. We'll talk about that another day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Plus, JDO was late, so he don't even get an outro in this bitch.
Hey man, we gotta make sure for Tuesday. Hey, that's my only day where I'm not at work.
Is that true? Like the same as like
I know.
4K? Is that true? The same as True 4K?
What is?
Is the True Gamer Talk the same as True 4K?
Word.
It's the same type.
Hey, you didn't even give me a link. Trash.
For what?
For the podcast.
Nigga, I sent one link to the same place that everybody else went through, including yourself, and that's how you got here. That link's been up. That link been up.
You were like 5. You said 5:30.
Hey, is that what you tell your boss? Like, hey, boss, you didn't wake me up. You didn't wake me up. Now I was late. You didn't wake me up, boss. Nigga.
I probably had at one point.
This motherfucker is late to the appointment that he set.
Yeah, yeah, God, I did start
you
that.
set that time, motherfucker. How the fuck are you late to it?
Word. Fuck you mean?
Go ahead though, Big Money. Get your outro away. You was low key late too, but I'm gonna just let that slide. Get your outro.
Yeah, I Hey man, thanks everybody for checking us out. Make sure y'all check us out every Tuesday, every Friday. Roundtable Podcast. Make sure y'all go check out everybody content. Like always, man, I love these guys. Make sure y'all do what y'all have to do to come see these guys. We thank y'all for coming out, kicking it with us. I'm out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Josh. You late ass chicken bread eating ass nigga. Go do your thing, nigga.
Yeah. So this is Josh. Thank you for coming out for the Roundtable Podcast. This was a very interesting podcast subject. I really did like it. organized this time.
Let's
But I hope to see you guys next. What is it? What is Friday coming up? And I'm out.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Draco the General. Do your thing, my nigga.
Yeah, the Royal Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We'll see y'all Friday. Don't ask us what time. Somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be there. Just look out for that. I mean, you know what I mean? Whenever we there, it's on time. Like, we never late or early. It's just right on time when we here. You feel me? So we out.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Diver the instigator. Do your thing, my nigga.
I didn't instigate shit today.
I don't know.
Thanks, everybody.
You walked in the room and said steroids, and we all knew who you was talking about. I don't want to hear that shit.
You know what I'm saying? That nigga always mad, bro. We gotta get off that shit.
I say, angry. Hey, hold on. Says the nigga who cussed out Titanfall. You know what? Go ahead. Go.
Hey, well, look, man. I didn't cuss.
He did say today, though. He did say today.
That's right.
I got your back. I got your back.
And you gotta understand, I didn't cuss her out. I let her call me all kind of names before I blew up. So, anyways, thanks everybody for coming out. See y'all Friday. Most likely I won't be saying shit because I'll be at work. But love y'all.
I
Fuck y'all anyway. Yeah, that's
true. Hey, we gotta have a meeting soon too, because it's a special day coming up. I talked to Draco about it, but it's because y'all niggas put it in the room.
Hey man,
tell me once you sign off here what it is.
No, it's
I mean, yeah, let them know.
Oh yeah, we're coming up on a year already for this podcast. The podcast is about to turn 1 in less than a month. In less than a month.
Are you serious, bro?
Yes, bro. Yeah.
Hey, self-advertising aside, like my shit's about to be 1 year or 2 in October. Which is wild.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah, on me. I was like, damn, really? Remember, it was on the 23rd. That's why OBJ won that fucking money. 23rd.
Hey, Wanye, thank you.
23rd of October.
You, eh?
23rd of October is our 1 year anniversary, my nigga. So
from the bottom of my dick, thank you and fuck you.
Yeah. Damn. Like all y'all niggas, fuck all y'all been writing. A lot of y'all niggas been writing.
Shout out to Sick for that. Sick, that's a sick human line.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something big for that. A year. Damn.
I know that's what I was saying. We might do something. We might put something together again for y'all niggas for the year. We'll talk about it depending on y'all niggas' behavior and shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Wanye been booting niggas out the chat. I don't know how. I done seen this nigga boot like 8 niggas out the chat. No reason. But motherfucker walk in and just niggas just on timeout as soon as he walk in.
I'm tired of these motherfuckers winning shit.
And all these motherfuckers mad at me for last week.
That's why you never see Vic Kid and OBJ no more. This motherfucker block everybody.
Real shit. Them niggas come after his live. These niggas come through after his live when they comments on the non-live part of the section and shit. But no, hey, all y'all niggas right now, man. Like I said, it's coming up on a year already. You know you're doing good when you don't even feel that year go by.
Word,
nigga. It's been a fucking year, homie. That's crazy. So we'll think of something. We'll probably send out like band-aids with niggas' blood on it and shit for like.
Hey, how about if we send some coffee cups out?
Hey, you still got? Did you get yours from Ryan yet, nigga?
Yeah, I'm still waiting.
Damn, son. I mean, hey, we can make that same promise.
Yeah. That's why I agreed to do outros because our outros takes like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that too.
At least.
My bad. My girl wait for me to get off.
Hey, we should give out Yeti cups, son.
We'll think of something. Some cups. I'm thinking merch though. I'm thinking actual merch. Round table.
Hey, matter of fact, we don't even have a round table logo.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we need to get one, bro.
I'm gonna work on that shit. I'm on vacation. I'm gonna work.
I gotta do that work that draws like crazy. I'm gonna have him look some shit up too. What you say, nigga?
We'll get it done.
Threads lighting up a square. You just hit a square, my nigga? Ain't you sick?
No, that's me. That's me.
No, I don't smoke at all. I quit all that shit a long ass time ago.
Hey, Threads.
And I'm not smoking.
Lying ass nigga, you smoke weed, cuz.
I don't smoke weed. My girl do. She don't know no neither.
Oh, your girl smoke weed?
Hell yeah. Not right now. Not right now, but she do smoke.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
She sounds so white.
That's why she be crashing
Hey,
your shit.
I don't know. Hey, white people smoke. Crazy. Niggas, you get the best weed from there.
I used to tell the white people.
Hey, Thread.
Make myself like that.
That's probably why. Hey, that's probably why she crashed your shit because she was on that push.
Hey, I'm on that beta, one. You don't trip. What y'all niggas say?
Where's what's the name at? I thought he was gonna be here on Tuesday.
Who? Oh yeah, Video. I need to call him and make sure.
Hey, my question is: would Keelix and Maxie be on the beta?
I bet you it'd be like 2, 3 niggas. Cause shit.
Man, of course it would.
It's a fucking beta.
Well,
all they want on that. All they want is $3.
Have you seen that new gameplay for Jump Force, bruh? Did you know you can make your own fucking character?
Yeah, cuz.
Oh
hey,
man, I'm
just hyped for Yusuke, cuz. I'm just hyped for Yusuke. Yusuke and Ichigo, cuz. Yusuke and Ichigo in this motherfucker.
Hey man, that game gonna be something else, bruh.
Bye, y'all. Bye, nigga. Nah. All right, y'all, niggas. I'll let y'all.
Hey, you don't leave though after.
You said what? Okay. All right. Online people. You know what I'm saying?
Online people.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, chat room ass, lipped ass niggas. Hey, all right. All the niggas who got off. Oh, they got his ass.
That's a female. Fuck out of here, nigga.
It's not gonna help them?
No, he can't.
Why they can't help them?
It's nature, booty.
Nah, nigga, like some buffaloes be saving people sometimes. Like,
You're here watching the Nature Channel, nigga. There be some hyenas that got a hold of a buffalo. She mad. She mad at the other bitch ass buffaloes for not helping the buffalo.
Hey, I be mad at that shit too. You got a group of motherfuckers and then they all go watch your homie get eaten up and don't do shit.
I've seen a buffalo actually save another buffalo.
I seen some shit like that before.
Yeah, with the lion.
And they didn't
fucking lion ass up.
Yeah, they did. It wasn't lions. I seen that same one. Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, but these bitch ass, I guess these some bitch ass. They didn't like that buffalo. Nigga, I was like, oh, that's Deborah. Fuck that bitch, nigga. That's her getting it up, nigga. All right, though, y'all niggas. I'll let y'all. Our online people.
All right. Online people.